Good evening, everyone. 7 planets line up for the return of the King in the 7th month in the first day. Are you sure, Vincent? Hey, 2020, when I saw the planetary alignment also in June, not July, 4th of July, and then again in August. I really thought, now Jesus is coming. But 2022, there is another 2 also lining up. So when is the next alignment? 2040 people, 2162, that is the 162, that will be the next alignment. There will not be any alignments after that. On 2 years before the creation, 2 years, it was 3974 BC. There was alignment of planets that was all in Virgo and Leo. That's where it all occurred. And then again in 3972, there was another alignment just before creation. That's correct. I can't show that to you now, but let's go on to today's video. Before I go there, I would really ask you to share the last video. It's very important. It's about souls, people. It's about souls. There's only 1,100 people that saw that video. That is a drop in the ocean. A drop in the ocean, people. People must see that video. I really maybe thinking of making shorter videos elsewhere and spread them that way. But people must see that video. It is about souls, you know. The later we wait, it's got a chance that Satan's Jews may affect them in reality. And then there won't be any turn back. You understand what I'm saying? 7 planets line up for a return of the King in the 7th month, in the 7th day. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows the works of his hands. The line is gone out through all the earth, and the words to the end of the world. In them he has set a tabernacle in the sun. That's of course Psalm 19. Which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoices as a strong man to run a race. His going forth is from the end of the heavens, and in his circuit, wow, circuit means round, not flat, unto the ends of it, and there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. Isn't that amazing? That is the world. Planets originally come from the ancient Greek word meaning wanderer, to distinguish it from the fixed stars. Now, all the planets orbits clockwise around the sun. Clockwise around the sun. And each planet, of course, the Earth, 365 days around the sun. Jupiter, 12 years around the sun. I think this planet about 9 years around the sun. That's how long it takes. As we've seen, Jupiter happened to be in Virgo, and again in 2029, with the return of Jesus, Jupiter will be in Virgo once again. So the clock, this planets, the zodiac is God's clock, and the planets is the handles thereof. God created the Milky Ways. The Milky Ways is so beautiful in night time when you see it with no light outside. And it contains 100 million stars, for that matter. And God knows each and every one by name, people. Each and every one by name. And there are over 100 million other galaxies. And each one of them have over 100 million stars. It's beyond the number, people. And they multiply at a rate of 86 kilometers per hour. Wow, that is something for multiplication. And remember, God said, in my house there are many mansions. And I want to take you there where I am. That's what Jesus said in John. And did you know the earth used to belong to Satan before? Before God destroyed the world in Genesis 1, he said, in the beginning God created the world. And, in the beginning, God created the world. Everything was beautiful and perfect, and it was good. But the next moment it says, and the earth was without form and void. What happened there? There's so much to discuss. What happened in just that one sentence? And I believe that was destruction when Satan sinned against God and he was cast out. Jesus said he saw him in my days cast out to the earth. That is why he was cast back to the earth without form and void. And later God created man in his image and in his likeness, and he restored the earth, of course. He restored the earth, and he told Adam, subdue, replenish the earth. Replenish the earth. Yes, that is what he said, and subdue it. So what did he need to subdue? Okay, that is not the subject. I'm regressing a little bit. But the earth revolves clockwise around the sun. And, of course, the earth will be destroyed again. Isaiah 24 says, read Isaiah 24, that is the sixth seal, people, the coming sixth seal. And I said it in a minute, in the 7th month. I believe we are in a sabbatical. We are in a sabbatical 7, and we are approaching the last 7 years. The last 7 years of Jacob's trouble. Daniel's 70th week. We are approaching on this in the 7th month, on the or the 1st of the 7th month, which is in our calendar, 27 September. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. So here's the solar system. Now it's not actually in line as we see it in that previous picture. What looks like a near perfect alignment to us on Earth is an illusion caused by perspectives. Now you see it from space, and the celestial bodies do not form a straight line. It's a straight line, it's a circular line, circuit. Yeah, it's a circuit, and that's how it revolves around the sun. And that's exactly what it is. Now this is the field of view, and there's of course the sun, the Mercury, that is Venus, that's Earth, revolving around the sun. The moon, of course, is part of the earth. You know, if you actually see the moon, that should actually be the earth. And then you have Mars and Jupiter, and of course Saturn. Yeah, which is the sun represents God the Father. Mercury represent, of course, Gabriel. Venus represents the morning star. Hey, and this is the beloved earth that God loves so much. The earth is his footstool, people. The moon it's always representing a woman, the church, Israel, and the bride of Christ. The Mars also represent Michael the archangel, Jupiter, the King of Kings. Yeah, And of course, David also referred to David's planet as well. And of course, Saturn represents Satan. And that is why I said the planets is the handles of, and the zodiac is God's clock. And that is God's clock. And the heavenly signs do not lie, people. Now, on dawn 24, there's the 24th of this month, just 45 minutes before sunrise, this is an ecliptical line, and then you will see first Mercury going down below the horizon, and then, of course, as I said, that they represent Gabriel. It's always the messenger, it's always in front, the closest to the sun, and then it's Venus, the morning star. It's your Uranus, it will be there, and then you see eclipse, the waning moon, the end of the month, the beginning and the end. That tells you something, people. Then you have Mars in there, and Jupiter and Neptune. You can't see Neptune with a naked eye, but I'll show you in the stellarium. Keep up with me. Do not go away. It's just getting interesting. And then, of course, Saturn. And then you also have Pluto on the furthest end. And Pluto you can't actually see, but they all line up. The sun is just below the horizon, but all it looks, as I said, like in a straight line. As I said in that previous picture, and this picture here, this is not how it actually looked like. But this is of course is a field view, like that, and this is how you see it. I hope that makes sense to some of you. And then, of course, exploded that one. Go further. Now this is something that the flat Earth people, I don't know how they will explain this. This is an image from the night view map show from New York. And that is at the local time on June 24th. First of all, you see Venus, Mercury, Venus, the moon, and Mars, Jupiter. Of course, this is what you can see with a naked eye. Of course, then Neptune is just in between there. You can't actually see. And then Pluto is much further away on that side. But I'll show you it in the stellarium. Do not go away. So this is in New York. But now on the other side of the world, not on a flat scale, on the other side of the circular Earth, which is not stationary, by the way, that is revolving around the sun, 365 days around the sun. That's correct. And then it will be on the other side, and here is the view from the other side of the world. And where is it? I'll show you there. This is from this, Mercury up this way, and then from the other side, it's Mercury, Venus, the moon, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, the Neptune is in there. And of course, Pluto is just further along the line. And the sun is just, of course, then out of view here below the horizon. So that's on the other side of the world. And of course, it's nighttime here, and it's still daytime there in New York. Of course, I don't know what time it is right now there. Probably about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So on Jupiter, this is the way you will see it. And on the other side of the world, this is the way you will see it then from that side. And this is a night sky map, the view from Sydney then. Yeah. Now, as I said, the planetary alignment on June 24th, 2022 is the most spectacular planet parade for this year. And you can see the 5 planets early in the morning. That's right about 5 o'clock. Then you will be able to see it. And then, of course, the solar system aligned in as Mercury, there's Venus, And of course, it is, in fact, this will be the 7-planet alignment, as Neptune and Uranus will also join the celestial show. But of course, as I said, you won't be able to see them. However, those 2 giant planets are too dim to be spotted with the naked eye. And you should observe this, as I say, hour before dawn. Sun comes up by us just past 7, so I should view it right around 6 o'clock on our side on the 24th in South Africa. I don't know in the rest of the part of the world. Yeah, so additional bonus then on this night will be the waning crescent. The moon is shining between Venus and Mars, and it will be slightly out of the planetary line, traveling from planet to planet during the latter half of June. Now, this is important. As I said, I repeat this, as I mentioned it earlier on, but it says here, when was the last time the planets aligned? On July 4th, 2020. When I saw that, I really thought, I know about the alignment before the creation of the earth. And I really thought, this is it. 2020 is it. And then it happened to be on July the 4th, 2020. It was a rare and unique planet parade. And also then the planets of the solar system, Mercury, Venus and Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, plus a Dhartra lined up now on this side of the sun. That is similar in 2020. But the near perfect alignment didn't occur as a deviation. Angle was quite small. And now before that parade, a parade of planets this type happened last in 1992. And the next, as I said, expected to be in 2161. Already 1,040 years into the millennial reign with Christ. Yeah. Yeah, and also in August 2020, there was another planetary parade of the third type of occurred. Observers then could have witnessed the planets in one night at the beginning of the month, and I did look at that. And the elusive planet Mercury shone in the morning sky, and brilliant Venus was sitting nearby. Now the red planet Mars, distance Uranus and Neptune, all approaching their oppositions, were well placed for observation, as well as the gas giant Jupiter and Saturn. Now even a dim dwarf planet like Pluto offered sky with its favorable conditions for viewing in opposition that year. But now this year, the last time Planetary Parade took place now was in April, now April again. So it's another 2 witnesses now. The one was 2020, so that is the beginning. That is a sign Jesus is coming. And this was less spectacular than the 1 year that I mentioned in August, as only 4 planets lined up for that month. Yeah, so now when will the next planetary alignment occur? According to NASA, and I checked it out, the next spectacular planet parade, this will happen in September, August 2040. By that time, Jesus will be a long time, probably in his 20th year as king over the earth, people. Yeah, now I just quickly want to show you the stellarium. The stellarium, here's the stellarium. Now, on that day, the sun will be here in the constellation Gemini, the twins. That's where it will be. Right here, that's right at the foot of a Gemini. Isn't that interesting? If I put it in here, just there's the sun right on the foot. This always represent the Father and the Son in the heavens. Yes, and it also represent the bride of Christ, Jesus and the bride. Isn't that amazing? So what it actually pictures here is that the planets align up for the King of Kings. The King of Kings is coming, people. Mercury, there's Mercury, if you see that I showed you. And of course, that is Venus, and that is Uranus, and that, of course, will move the Earth, is then just in that spot there. And that, of course, is Mars, Jupiter, and we cannot see Neptune. It's just out the side, but if we zoom in, there Neptune appear. There's Neptune appear right there. If you can see, there's Neptune. If you can just go closer, there's Neptune. So that is Neptune. So just, of course, is the furthest away then. And then, of course, you have Saturn, and of course, Pluto is just between in here. There, Pluto is there. So they all line up. All line up. As I said, it's not a straight line, but it's in a circular line. But from the view of the Earth, it looks like that. They look straight, of course. So that's what I have for you. We have the great sign, Revelation 12, and a great sign appear in heaven. There was, of course, Virgo, clothed with the sun at that time. That's what we saw at that time. And that is a 5-year sign until Jesus comes. Remember, there were signs in the flood period as well. I think it was Jared, one of the guys, they died 5 years before the flood. And these were the signs that was given at that time. And of course, then it was Methuselah. When the flood comes, when he dies, the flood will come. And of course, he died 7 days before, prior to the flood. Why 7 days? God gave him time for the funeral. And on the 8th day after his death, the flood came. And Jesus said, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be again, people. Of course, we need to ask ourselves what happened in the days of Noah. Yes, there were giants in the earth, of course, and there were Nephilim there. And Jesus said, so will it be again. And we see the same scenario taking place now with the mRNA. Yes, that's the same scenario that is happening right now. So please share that video, people. People need to repent before something happened to them. And many people are dying, by the way. Many people are dying. I saw a video today of people just collapsing and dying just like that. Sports people, even in ministers. I'm serious. But be blessed. This is all that I have for you. I'm looking forward to the day and Jesus will pierce the clouds. And be blessed, everyone. Love you all. My wife is in Johannesburg. In preparation for my daughter's wedding. I will go up later this month on July the 6th. So I'll try to do as many videos as possible can, because for those few days there, then I will not be doing videos. Be blessed, everyone.